There are the most incredible jungles around the world, from the jungles of Borneo to the Amazon, through the jungles of Kipling in India, and everything in between. The diversity of wildlife in the dense wild jungle is surreal, with so many animals and plants left to discover. Here are amazing animals of the jungle.
Hey guys, it's your host for today, American Eye. But before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to Titanic, and if you like today's content, be sure to check out my channel, American Eye. We'll see you there.
Green anaconda. Pound for pound, you're looking at the largest snake in the world. The green anaconda is also known as the giant anaconda or common water boa and can reach lengths of 30 feet or 9 meters and stretch 12 inches or 30 centimeters in girth. They can weigh as much as 550 pounds or 250 kilograms. These stats are rather extreme though, and some dispute this as no hard evidence has been collected. So if you encounter one in the jungle, it will be substantially smaller. They're far better in water than on land and are excellent swimmers. They're found in the jungles of Colombia, Venezuela, the Guianas, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Brazil, Trinidad, and even northern Paraguay. Mongooses. You don't need to head to the jungle to encounter a mongoose. South African gardens often have these small critters coming over to see what they can scrummage through the garbage. You find them in the jungles of Africa, Southern Asia, and along the Iberian Peninsula. There are 33 different species. The most common is the dwarf mongoose, white-tailed mongoose, and marsh mongoose. Size and weight depend on the species. Some mongoose are aquatic, while some are arboreal, which means that they live in trees. The Amazon River dolphin. The Amazon River is home to many amazing animals, but the most well-loved is the pink river dolphin. This beauty flushes a darker shade of pink when it's surprised or happy, just like humans. Their pink shading changes when they age, and the sunlight also makes it fade. The darker the water, the pinker the dolphin. They're related to saltwater dolphins, but unlike those dolphins, pink dolphins have flexible necks. Their brains are also 40% larger than humans and are the smallest river dolphin of all. Glass frog. Found in the montane cloud forests of Central and South America, these frogs are also called see-through frogs. Their internal organs are visible through their skin. There are over 120 species of glass frogs, all sharing this trait. They are small frogs and tend to eat their young. They are arboreal like some mongoose and have extended digital tips that help them climb and live in trees. Black caiman. This animal calls the Amazon basin home. They've got scaly black skin and blend in perfectly into the river. Black caimans are not crocodiles and have more in common with an alligator. These apex predators grow large and can weigh about half a ton. They're not always black and can be shades of gray, brown, tan, and olive. They don't have a taste for human flesh and generally eat catfish, turtles, and birds. But in the past 20 years, 80 people have been killed by black caimans. But the killings are more of an opportunity killing, and they don't terrorize villages in search of food. Red pandas. These fluff balls are adorable, and they're common in the Himalayas, Nepal, Burma, and parts of China. They're not related to the giant panda and are only a little bit bigger than a domestic cat. They're busiest at dusk and dawn and mainly eat bamboo, but also enjoy acorns, fruit, eggs, and roots. Sadly, they are endangered, and there are only around about 10,000 left in the wild. Sulawesi bear cuscus. Native to the forests of Indonesia, with most of them living on the island of Sulawesi, the Sulawesi bear cuscus is not a bear but rather an arboreal marsupial. This animal seems to combine several animals, like the eyes of a lemur with the fur of a bear and a head like a possum. They give birth to their offspring, who then remain in the female's pouch until they're 8 months old. They eat young leaves, seeds, flowers, and unripe fruits. Spider monkey. Not hard to figure out why this Central and South American jungle dweller is called a spider monkey. They hang from a tree with their tails and limbs, which makes them look like a spider. They don't have thumbs, and their fingers are curved to form a hook. It would be hard to spot a spider monkey in the jungle, as they prefer living in the jungle's upper layers. Potu. If there was an award given to an animal for camouflage, it would have to be this guy. Potus are related to nightjars and frogmouse, and they're found in the Amazon jungle. These nocturnal creatures can spend their days standing motionless on top of stumps or branches, and you will not even know that they're there. The stumps are chosen with care, as they also lay one and one only egg there. Mom and dad share the incubating process. Potus have the most unusual big eyes that are bright yellow, and even if they're closed, they're still able to follow you around. Creepy, right? Satanic leaf-tailed gecko. With a name like that, you can't have too many friends, or enemies for that matter. The others would give it a wide berth. It got the name because it looks like it has horns, but the poor guy just has an unusually shaped head. Found in the jungles of Madagascar, they are great at disguising themselves as they look like a leaf. They can also change color to better match their surroundings, so good luck ever spotting one. Okapi. An animal as strange as its name is the okapi. Also known as the forest giraffe, it's native to the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Discovered in 1901, they're usually solitary animals only coming together to breed. They're the only living relative of the giraffe, and mothers use infrasonic communication with their calves, which humans are unable to hear. There are between 10,000 and 50,000 okapis left in the wild. A strange fact about okapis newborns, they defecate for the first time between 4 and 10 weeks of age. The kinkajou. Central and South American jungles are where you'll find the kinkajous. These omnivorous creatures are found in trees and are close relatives to raccoons. They are sometimes called honey bears because they love getting into beehives and have bear-like ears. They're nocturnal creatures and sleep most of the day. Wolverines. These are the largest members of the weasel family, and they're found in jungles across the northern hemisphere. They feed on plants, berries, rodents, and carrion. Despite looking like a bear, they're not related to either a bear or wolf. In proportion to size, the wolverine is classified as one of the strongest animals. Their eyesight is quite bad, but they can make up for it with their excellent hearing and smell. Black howler monkey. The canopy jungles of Brazil, Paraguay, and parts of Bolivia, as well as Argentina, are where you'll find the black howler monkey. Their name is derived from the loud howl it emits when it marks its territory. The sound can be heard from 2 to 3 kilometers away. Mata mata. Surely this Amazon rainforest turtle is the weirdest turtle you've ever set your eyes on. It has the longest neck and the most unusually shaped head and feeds itself in the most bizarre manner. They suck their food up like a vacuum cleaner without even chewing it. They don't swim much, and they tend to walk slowly in slow-moving streams, marshes, and swamps. Red-bellied piranha. They've received a bad reputation from the movie sets in the jungle, and they're not the vicious predators we've come to believe they are. They eat insects, fish, and plants, and are generally scavengers. Hungry piranhas might go into a feeding frenzy, but who can blame them? The male will make a nest for the females, and she can lay up to 5,000 eggs at a time. Rhinoceros hornbill bird. This intriguing-looking bird comes from Southeast Asia, Sumatra, Borneo, Java, and the Malay Peninsula. They look like they have 2 beaks, but the top bit is a casque, which is a structure resembling a helmet. Its purpose is to amplify their squawks. These birds mate for life and stick close to their families. The mom lays her egg inside a hole in a tree. The male seals the hole with the female inside, leaving enough space to slip food inside. The mom and chicks remain inside the hole for up to 4 months, and when the chicks can survive on their own, the mom breaks through the hole and they are set free. The aye-aye. The aye-aye is a rare lemur that's found in Madagascar. They're very distinct looking, which is kind of a way of saying pretty ugly. They have rat-like teeth, ginormous eyes, bat ears, and one creepy skeletal middle finger. Their diet is primarily insects and larvae, and they find their food by tapping on tree bark. They can tap up to 8 times in a second. This type of eating is called percussive foraging. The bullet ant. They say that dynamite comes in small packages, and that's true when it comes to bullet ants. They give the most painful sting in the world. Bullet ants do emit a strong warning odor before they sting though. Found in Nicaraguan rainforest, these little guys are often mistaken for wasps because they look so much alike. Peanut headbug. You can call it by its scientific name, the Fulgora lantarnia. It's obvious where it gets its name from. This plant hopper is native to tropical rainforests in Mexico, Central America, and South America. The peanut head has 2 false eyes, making predators believe it's either a lizard or a snake in the hope of deterring them. If that doesn't work, then the bug will open its wings and show the predator large fake yellow eyes while emitting a foul odor. Giant river otter. These beautiful creatures are found in the Amazon and unfortunately are high on the critically endangered list. There are only between 1,000 to 5,000 remaining as they were hunted extensively for their pelts. Destruction of their natural habitat is also a huge factor in their rapid decline. Babies are born covered in fur, and they're the only carnivores with their nose covered in fur too. The Bornean flat-headed frog. What makes this rather average-looking toad stand out from other toads in the jungle? The fact that it can breathe without lungs. It absorbs oxygen through its skin. Its hands and feet also resemble petals. Found throughout the Indonesian jungles, these toads are endangered thanks to pollution, deforestation, and illegal gold mining. The mandrill. This fashionable primate calls southern Cameroon, Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, and the Congo home. They're the world's largest monkey and boast beautifully bright colors, from their orange-yellow beards to their colorful snouts and rumps. Juveniles have a dull blue snout, and male adults have a bright red snout. They can live up to 46 years. They're often hunted for their meat, and their numbers are dwindling on the daily. Colugo. This quirky-looking animal is also called a flying lemur and is found in the jungles of Borneo. However, they're not real lemurs and are more closely related to primates. Colugos are solitary animals, and there are 2 species, the Philippine flying lemur and the Sunda flying lemur. They're nocturnal creatures, and their diet consists of fruit, young leaves, and flowers. Despite spending most of their lives on trees, they're quite clumsy climbers. Which of these jungle animals was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below before we get to number 1. And number 1, the white-kneed tarantula. A jungle wouldn't be a jungle without some frightened 8-legged creepy crawlers, and the white-kneed tarantula ticks all the boxes. Despite being venomous, a bite from one of these guys is like being stung by a bee. But because they're not the same size as a bee, there can be a little bit of damage. They're not big on biting though, and rely on their urticating hairs to cause discomfort in humans.